it's kind of the unknown. Like nobody really knew or still knows like what's going to happen. A lot of these events have just pushed things back 6 months or 8 months and are aiming at a fall date, but we still don't really know if that's going to be able to happen.
How much does that change the complexity of things going from a spring to a fall for a runner, both on the professional level and just your average amateur runner that likes to get out and run marathons?
Um, you have to deal with the disappointment of not getting your full race in this spring like you wanted to, but at the same time, you still got the benefit from all that training. So, I think these guys probably took a week or two to kind of deal with that disappointment and not getting to see how fit they actually were on day. But they know it's like putting money in the bank, and they'll be able to withdraw that the next time they set another goal or have another race. So it doesn't affect a whole lot in the grand scheme of things from a physiological standpoint or a training standpoint, because they're going to be just that much more fit from the weeks and months of training they did leading up to this, even though they didn't get that race day to see it all through. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when they get these events rescheduled and what is next on the calendar for all these guys.
But I imagine the professionals really plan their whole year out, maybe years in advance, to hit the marathons that they want to go to. And there's a lot of international flair at the Illinois Marathon as well. How does that factor into maybe getting some international runners back in the fall, if you think that's even possible?
Well, the tough thing about the fall is if they can get these events going again, I think every spring marathon that got postponed is going to try and push things back to the fall, and we've already got marathons that were scheduled for the fall, so it's going to be spread incredibly thin. A lot of times for these international runners and the professional runners, they focus on two big paydays when it comes to marathons. You get a spring marathon, fall marathon, and they're only going to get one of those this year. So they'll have to choose between, a New York and a Chicago and a Boston, which there's usually quite a bit of time between all those, but it's just not going to happen this year.
What would you tell your average runner who's obviously disappointed that they're not going to be able to run here in April about training? Should they continue to start training again right now? Would you take off some time, or what would you tell them, as maybe they get geared up towards the fall?
I would tell them, stay in that routine. Do the same thing you were going to do if we had that race day. You're going to want to take a little bit of time off after your big training block. You're going to want to recover, let your legs get back under you. But you didn't run a full marathon or a full half marathon or a 10K this time, so it's not going to take as long for you to recover from it. So you can start training again sooner, but get right back out there. Get right back into a routine. The reality of this is the world it's on pause right now. The races are on pause. They will start up again. The training never stops. You can train as much as you want to, and some of the businesses are closed right now. Your gym might be closed right now. Roads are open, so get out there. Just keep grinding away because it'll be back. We'll all get through.
All right. Anything else you want to add, Kyle?
No, just everybody hang in there. This is a unique time in the world. We all have the opportunity to be a hero right now. We'll all do our part.